Welcome. This is the premiere episode of Check Out California 3 by 10. This is where we take a deeper dive into hospitality, connect you with industry leaders, upcoming leaders, and discuss the market here in California. Today, my very special and very first guest is Mr. Alan Reay of Atlas Hospitality. He was our first guest on the show that Rad Gantos and I co-host, Check Out California. Alan, welcome.
Good morning, Craig.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Alan, would you give our audience a little bit of your bio, and then we'll jump in with some questions?
Sure. I'm originally from England, and I worked for an international hotel guide in London.
Yes.
And covered Europe for 2 years with that guide. This was pre-internet. So when travel agents used a hotel guide or airways guide, that's the company that I worked for. I then transferred to Miami and covered the Eastern United States and the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Then to Los Angeles, covering the whole U.S., South America, Hawaii, and Canada. So I have a very detailed hotel background.
Yes, you do.
I then progressed into real estate and merged my hotel experience with real estate sales.
There you go. And how and why did you create Atlas Hospitality?
So Atlas Hospitality now is coming up to our 20th year anniversary. I initially started my brokerage business with a very large U.S. Investment company,
Right.
and I started their hotel division. And I decided that I thought that there was a better way of doing this in investment real estate. Everyone usually works on their own. They don't
Right.
work as a team. And I decided that no matter how good you are as a real estate broker, it's very difficult for you to compete against multiple agents that are working as a team.
Right.
And it's very difficult to do that team approach once you've established a company that has individuals running the company as opposed to a team approach. So
Yeah.
I thought that there was a better way to do it. And fortunately, going into our 20 years and almost $3.5 billion in hotel sales, it's definitely proven successful.
20 years, $3.5 billion, and you do have a team. You established the team concept, certainly in California on the hotel brokerage side. And Alan was a big part of my success when I was in the title insurance business and basically how I got into hospitality. When you've got that lone wolf mentality at other firms, you just can't set up a team.
Well, it's very difficult because if I was to go into a company with all of the vast experience that I have and was told to share my information with someone who's only been in the business 1 year, I'm going to say, I'm not going to share that information. But when you can start a company
Right.
with that philosophy, and I know a lot of companies are trying to move towards that teamwork approach now, but
Right.
it is proving to be very, very difficult for them because you have various people with lots of experience and then you've got new people. So
Right.
we have a system within our company that I incentivize the brokers to share that information. And with that, I think we got great knowledge and great experience in the California hotel market.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're quoted Wall Street Journal, local business news, the OC Register, and various other publications, both hotel management, hotel business magazines as well. You've got about 99% retention with your team. I mean, you've had the same core basically for 20 years, which I think is rather incredible.
Yes, again, the commercial real estate business is a very, very high turnover business. And I think, again, because of the system that we've created, obviously you try to hire entrepreneurial business people. And with them being entrepreneurial, they're going to look at it, am I better off staying at Atlas Hospitality Group or am I better off going out on my own? And I think
Right.
we've created a model with Atlas Hospitality Group that it pays them to be there because of the information that we have.
Absolutely. What's your biggest challenge in today's market? Is it the financing? Is it expectations between buyers and sellers?
All of the above. So we're now 10 years into the cycle in terms of property values increasing, RevPARs, and everything else. So on a going forward basis, we now have to calculate where's the market going.
Right.
So we have, typically a hotel is going to be out on the market for anywhere from 6 to 9 months before the transaction closes, if it's marketed correctly and priced correctly. So now we have to look at it and take into consideration on a going forward basis where interest rates going to be.
Right.
So interest rates are going up. We've just learned last week that SBA now requires for hotels 10 years and older 6.5% reserve as opposed to 4%. So we've got to be mindful of how the lending market is working, how the underwriting is working. You've got RevPAR increases that are slowing down, and the big issue that comes up time and time again is labor cost.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at that going forward, we're trying to advise our clients where they need to be at on pricing. So that's the biggest challenge. We've lost out on a lot of deals where, quite frankly, we thought the brokers overpriced them.
Right.
We have an example on a deal that we valued at $7.9 million. Another firm took it at over $10 million over a year ago. They're now down to the price that we're at. But unfortunately, that hurts a seller because it gets out on the market too long and it gets tired.
Everybody's seen it. Everybody's tried to negotiate a new price, and they know what all the warts are. So I hear you, and I agree with you on that. I think pricing is critical. And if you're going to try and take every dollar off the table, and then some, you're not going to sell your hotel, not in today's market. With all your accomplishments and having hospitality in your DNA, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you going and being at peak performance in this market?
I think the great thing about hotel real estate sales, unlike office building, industrial, I mean, to me, that's somewhat simpler and boring. I wouldn't put it necessarily that way, but hotels are real estate with a business component, and there's so many moving parts to it. There's so much going on with the franchise companies, how the property improvement plans work. So all of those play into it, as well as we've got a whole host of new buyers that move into the market. So it's very fluid. It's not boring. It's not staid. And because of that, you've got to keep abreast of the developments that are going on, as well as the new buyers that are coming into the marketplace and what's going on with pricing. So it's very dynamic, and it's an exciting business to be in. Again, I'm not so sure I would be as excited if I was selling industrial buildings out in Riverside. No offense to Riverside, but we get to work on deals in some of the most beautiful areas in the country.
We do, and we have. And you and I have also seen one of the worst hotels in the state a few years ago.
That's correct. So it's a very, very, it's just a very interesting business.
It is. It's always different.
Yes,
it's always different. Alan, thank you so much for being my first guest on this show. You're an incredible friend, an incredible, broker, and added so much value, not only to my career, but the industry as a whole. Alan and Atlas Hospitality are also one of the founding sponsors of the California Lodging Investment Conference. And I thank you very much, my friend, for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you like this show, please give us a like, share it, tell your friends, give us some feedback, some comments. Love to hear who you'd like to see on the show next, and you can reach us on all the social media platforms. This show has been produced by Golden State Media Group in association with Partner Channel OC. Thank you very much.